Do you feel like you are all alone, even when you are surrounded by people? Like there is this invisible wall between you and the rest of the world. If you grew up parentified or with dysfunctional family dynamics, this sense of isolation is a defense, one that kept you safe in a world that felt unpredictable or unsafe. But what once protected you might now be the very thing that's keeping you from the connection that you crave. Today, I want to show you how to start breaking down that wall. Because no matter how isolated you feel, there is hope. And you are not meant to go through life alone. Maybe you learned early on that the people who were supposed to protect you and to care for you weren't reliable. And they might have been absent, distracted, or even harmful parents and caretakers. So what did you do? You stepped up. You became the responsible one, the caretaker, the fixer, and the one that could manage everything. But in doing so, you also learned not to lean on others or trust others because you don't want to feel let down again. So that's where the isolation began. As you grew older, it turned into a belief: if I let people in, they will let me down and will hurt me. And this kind of isolation, it's more than a physical one. It's a feeling that says, I'm the only one I can count on. Underneath that belief is pain from being let down, ignored, or criticized. And under the pain is fear of vulnerability, of rejection, fear of being exposed. And if this resonates with you, I want you to hear this. It's not your fault. You have been carrying the weight of other people's failures for far too long. You don't have to live like this anymore. Connection is possible. It's safe and it's worthy, with the right people, of course. And here are 4 steps to begin to heal. Number 1 is to acknowledge the purpose of your isolation. Start by understanding that your isolation isn't a flaw. It's a strategy. It's your nervous system's way of keeping you safe. So ask yourself, what am I protecting myself from? When you begin to see isolation as a response to pain rather than a personal failing, it becomes easier to approach with compassion. Number 2, practice receiving support in small ways. Connection doesn't have to mean spilling your soul to someone right away. Start small. Let someone hold the door open for you. Accept help with a project at work. Say yes when a friend offers to listen. And these little moments of reconnecting will remind you that it's okay to let your guards down with the right support and the right people. Number 3, challenge the belief that you are a burden. One of the biggest lies isolation tells us is that we are a burden, but the people who truly care about us want to support us. So practice reminding yourself, my needs are valid and I deserve to have them met. The right people would want to support you. Number 4, create opportunities for connection. Isolation often becomes a habit, and breaking that habit means intentionally seeking connection. This could be as simple as joining a local group, attending a class, or reaching out to an old friend. The more you can create opportunities for connection, the more you will see that it's not as scary as it feels. And many of my clients and members describe themselves as the one everyone relied on, but who had no one to rely on. They had built this life that looked successful on the outside, but felt empty inside because they were so disconnected. And through these steps, starting small, challenging their beliefs, and creating opportunities for connection, they slowly began to let others in. And you know what? Their life expanded. They discovered friendships, found a sense of community, and most importantly, realized they didn't have to face everything alone. And if you are watching this and feeling like isolation is your only option, I want you to know this. You are not alone, and you are not meant to go through life carrying everything on your own shoulders. Every step you take toward connection, no matter how small, is an act of courage. It's a way of telling yourself, I deserve to be seen, to be heard, and to be supported. And you do. And if this resonates with you, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what small steps you are going to take today toward breaking free from isolation. Share it in the comments. I read every one of them. And if you're looking for a safe, supportive space to explore these topics further, I invite you to join our Self-Worth Hub. It's a community of people who understand where you have been and who will walk with you as you heal. You're not alone, and I want to remind you to please remember your resilience.